everybody. Please make sure that you are muted. Okay, we have got special guests. We want to hear them and not everybody else's household. So if you don't mind. Okay, guys, we have got a very exciting call tonight. A very special welcome to everybody. And just to give a bit of background, to be qualifying to the millionaire team level, you need to do $80,000 worth of business 3 months consecutively. And I promise you, that is not the easiest job out there. So I want you to welcome our special guests that just come back from the Millionaire Team Experience in London, where they had like the best of the best. I promise you, it's worth it. If you look back on the hard work, obviously besides, you know, going to this wonderful experience as a Millionaire Team member, the income is really great. You are able to make choices on where and when and how you want to work. So this couple is very dear friends of mine, my absolute favorite travel buddies. And Howard is the expert to go and research and find out everything on where's the best place for the best price, where you want to go. And I am eternally grateful to Herbalife for the experience and the memories and the friends we make. So this is a very, very special call. So I want to say thank you to you guys for taking the time out to come back to our team, Howie, and share with us, you know, what you got. And we want the details. And then we want to have that recruiting, get your head in the right space of Mr. Green. So over to you guys. Let's hear the story. Let's go. I hope you guys are all excited and geared to take some serious notes.
Yes, hi. Yeah, if everybody can just have a notebook and pen handy, because we're going to condense 2 days of training into 20 minutes. So there's a lot of gems that we're going to be sharing with you. So it would be really good if you get your notebooks ready now. Okay, so NMTLE, that stands for the New Millionaire Team London Experience. And it's something I qualified for a couple of years ago. And then because of COVID, we weren't able to go. And then a few months ago, out of the blue, Herbalife gave us a call and said, you're going to London. And we had to scramble for visas. And just as well, we got into action straight away, because it took us 7 weeks to get our visas. And out of the 84 that were supposed to go from South Africa, there were only 12 of us that actually made it and got our visas in time, which is very sad. And, you know, this happened a couple of years ago that the qualification started. And since then, a lot of these people that are qualified have actually gone president team. And yeah, so unfortunately, they missed it. So it was an amazing experience. They flew us with Virgin Priority Class, which I didn't know was any different, but it's priority economy class, but it's actually not the cattle class. We didn't sit with the little people. We had our own seating. We had proper ceramic cups. We had knives and forks. We had champagne and glasses. It was and poached salmon. It was like really nice. And then we arrived in London, and they picked us up and they took us to the Hilton on Hyde Park. For those of you who don't know, that's the most exclusive area in London. The Queen lives just down the road, so we could just wave to her. And across the road was Hyde Park, which was a massive park. We went for walks early in the morning, and we had these beautiful rooms. And then, oh, darling, you want to say a little drinky blue?
Yes.
They gave us these glasses. Now, these glasses, they have been all around Europe with us. We had to transport these glasses without breaking them.
On our backs.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only place we could carry them.
So they gave us these beautiful branded glasses and lots of other goodies as well. So
Okay.
you can yeah, there. So you can always tell the South Africans they make the most noise. As you can see, half of the people in that photograph are already gone president team. And so that was, we arrived and we had the cocktail party on the Friday night. I know whatever night was, a Wednesday night. And then that was really nice. And we had these lovely canapes and lovely food. And then the next day we went through to the training room, and it's an unbelievable production they're putting on. I mean, they're building stages and backdrops, and each table was like this. And we had, seriously, it was like, you can see there 5 bottles of aloe. We had snacks, we had chips, we had headphones. The reason for the headphones is because it's being translated into every different language, in about 10 different languages, mostly from the Eastern Bloc. They did this Millionaire Team experience with us. The previous lot, I think, were the English and the Irish and whatever you. And so we had these microphones. We could actually talk into them with a question and be translated. And if there was a Slovakian person on stage, and they could be translated and they could reply. So it's unbelievable what this company can put together. I've never seen anything like it. It was really incredible. And there's Carina opening gifts. We've got these beautiful flasks as well, branded obviously as well. It was truly amazing. There you can see the different languages. Some of these places you can't even pronounce, but those are mostly the Eastern Bloc countries, and they were all with us. And it was really nice getting to know the other Herbalife distributors. And that's where a lot of the magic happens, is actually at the cocktail parties and whatever. You talk to other people, you find out what they're doing. And then Herbalife brought in all the heads of department, running the different departments in Herbalife. And so they were telling us, which, as you know, was announced about just over a week ago, that Herbalife is investing $400 million in technology. It's the largest single investment in Herbalife's history. And what they're going to be doing a lot of, there on the right-hand side on that picture, you can see the different brochures. They're bringing that all together, and they're going to try and put everything onto one platform for us. So there's going to be a whole distributor, a sign-up experience. Take the brand new distributor, they call it onboarding, take them on this journey and really look after them. And the same with the customers, where the customer will be introduced to the products. They're upgrading our websites. We'll be able to sell soon. We don't know exactly when. We have our own websites for selling products. And then the customers are going to get followed up, etc. And the same with the preferred customers. It's all going to be done in a very high-tech way now, in a much more user-friendly way. We know there's glitches with, renewing and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, the company knows all about this. They are working on it. But so we're just going to bite the bullet for a few more months, and until the system is up and running. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. So this is the vision of the company. You can take a screenshot with your phone or something like that. To be the most trusted nutrition and lifestyle company through the success of our distributors and results of their customers. So you can see the focus of the company is on the distributors, making sure the distributors are successful and that our customers are looked after and they get results. And those are really the pillars of the company. Here you can see, so then after on the second evening, we went they hired this incredible boat for us, and we cruised on the Thames up the river for sundowners. Upstairs we have canapes, and then downstairs we have this beautiful 5-course meal, imported wines. There you can see some of most of these people are now press team with us on the cruise. On the right-hand side, there's some snacks the hotel made. They gave the hotel some of our chips to make snacks on. It's wasabi and salmon and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable. And there you can see it. It's absolute 5-star. So what they're trying to do here is just give us a taste of the future. I was lucky enough to experience it in Prague when Carina qualified active world team. And they took us on the river in Prague, and they had fine music going, fine dining and everything like that, giving the active world team a taste of the future. And so the active world team went to work and went crazy. Now a lot of them are now global expansion team members. And then, as you know, there's now a global expansion team experience to give them a taste of the future. And then they hit the Mill team, and now they're giving us this experience to give us a taste of what's like to be a president team member. Let me tell you, the view from the top is much better. So it was amazing. This little limousine over here, this Mercedes-Benz, after the Mill experience, we needed to get to the airport, and they took us an hour and a half out to a smaller airport. We were flying out of there to Amsterdam. So the company gave us a private car, organized that for us. Everything's just organized. Jumped in with our own private chauffeur, and he took us to the airport so we could get out of London. Right. So this is the gentleman that we all came to hear. His name is Kevin Green, and he's married to the lovely Sarah Green. And he's got one of the fastest growing and highest flying businesses in Herbalife. There you can see he's talking to Dr. Orlani, who also qualified Mill team. You know her from Pretoria. And what makes Kevin so successful? Is it the British weather, the British pub scene? Is it because he was a boxer? He's a Scottish champion boxer. Is it because he's highly educated? I'll tell you, it's none of the above. He grew up on the wrong side of the track. He was a street fighter. He's a boxer. He's a bruiser. He's a simple guy, but when he tackles something, he's all in. He doesn't try Herbalife. You don't try Herbalife. You do it, and he goes all in. He's a machine. And he just to give you some stats, he hasn't been in the business that long. But if you have 95 frontline supervisors and 155 non-supervisors, look at that ratio. That's like 2/3 of the people he signs up goes supervisor. That is unbelievable. 2/3 of everybody who signs up, you can see there on his front line, is actually supervisor. 95 out of the 155. And that's a more or less figure of 2.5 million rand a month. It's absolutely incredible. So how does he do it? He does it differently to Sarah. He's a walker and a talker, and Sarah is a more online person. So when he meets with somebody, he doesn't try and sell to anybody. He doesn't try and make a sale. What he wants to do is to create a relationship with that person. He wants to build his circle of influence, and that's all he does all day. He expands his circle of influence, and then obviously you've got to support these people, and then when the time is right, he offers them the products or the business. But what's on top of the list for them is expanding his circle of influence. And he says relationship equals retention. And if you think about it, if you look back at your teams and think who's in your team and who has dropped out, I'm sure you'll find that the people that have stuck around are the people that you had the best relationship with. Okay, so he builds relationships. This is what he does all day. He's very strong on that. So what he says, make sure everyone you speak to feels good about you, okay, the company and themselves. If you leave them with that feeling, they are always open. Again, you can always come back to them at a later stage. Sometimes he goes back to people 6 months later, a year later, because he's got this relationship with them, and people's situations change. He can offer them the products, because let's be honest, sometimes you might be talking to somebody and the timing is just not right. They might have a great position at work. They might be in showroom condition. It's just not, the timing's not right for them. Everything might be good. But maybe in 6 months' time, their situation changes. And if you've kept that good relationship going, then, and you're in touch with them, you can always say, you know what, I've got something that can help you. And you can always bring them back to Herbalife at a later stage. So this is absolutely key to his business, is build the relationship first and expand your circle of influence wherever you go. And he talks to everybody, and I mean like everybody. He asked us in the hotel, do you know that guy from outside there that's from wherever he was from? I don't know, he was from Nigeria or something like that. That's the security. How many of you have spoken to him? He said, I've got his number, I've got his phone number, I've got his Facebook. He's joining next week. Yeah, he speaks to everybody, even at that level. All right, I'm dry here. I think I'm going to hand over to the lovely Carina.
Yeah, so he told us about having a system, and I mean, we have got a brilliant system going. And I know that I'll say you're also strong about having a system. He's got a seriously simple system. He doesn't keep track of with lists and things of who he's spoken to or whatever, because he says Facebook and Instagram keeps track for him. So everything's on there. When he speaks to somebody, he gets them to, he chats to them, and then he gets their Facebook profile or their Instagram handle, and then he connects with them, and then he follows up, he goes back to them. And he's like, when he talks to people on Facebook or Instagram, he'll talk to 50 in one day, and he does voice messages. So he just like goes and says, you know, he says, do your job. Our job is to talk to people. And he would build the relationship and then get the Facebook details, tag them in a video, say, oh, you know, do you think you would feel better losing some weight or gaining some weight or having some more energy? You know, I'll get, give me your Facebook details, I'll tag you in a video, and then you get back to me. And he says that get back to me is the key line. He never, ever leaves anybody without them knowing that they must get back to him after they've done or whatever, so that he can work with them. And when the time is right, then they obviously, you know who to come to. So that's his line. It's incredible. He keeps it so simple. So he'll say, what do you do? Do you enjoy your job? You know, who do you know that will be good at this maybe, if they don't want it? Do you know we have a presentation in 2 weeks? And he uses the meetings. That's his system. So he meets somebody, gets them onto Facebook or Instagram, follows up with them, builds a relationship, invites him to a meeting or a training, and then he lets the training do the work. So this is his line. And he also uses the third person, would you pass them my number? So it's not like, if you know somebody, you know, do you know anyone, please give them my number. And that's how he talks to people.
But he can do that because he's building a relationship with them. He's not selling anything to them. He's a nice guy. And by the way, he said he wasn't always a nice guy. He sets a reminder on his phone and says, smile.
3 times a day, the alarm goes off, and the alarm tells him to smile.
Yeah. I think he had to have all his teeth done. But he says he wasn't always a very nice person. So he had to work on that. So now he says, become a nicer person. And then if you're a nice person and you're building a relationship, then people don't mind passing your number over, passing numbers over to you. So that's very important. Yeah, so he also says, you know, when you have a new person on board, be a customer or a distributor, you know, it's like feeding a pigeon. How do you feed a pigeon? You don't give them the whole bag.
You don't throw them with the whole bread.
That's very Afrikaans.
He actually said that. So
you give them a handful, just as much as they can handle, and that's very important.
And antibiotics, which would not be routinely administered.
Isn't that interesting? So yeah, so you give them just enough. Sometimes if you try and take a shortcut and you just throw everything at them, and people will just fall over. So we do it bit by bit. So the other thing, like Carina says, he sends them to a presentation, and then he says, get back to me, and then they say they like it, and then he invites them to an event. So there's, as you know, there's always 3 parts to an event, be it a BBS, be it an online meeting like this, be it an extravaganza. There's the pre-event, and the pre-event is probably the most important. It's when you are the most excited because the event hasn't happened yet, and it's how many people can you take with you to the event, to the BBS? How many people can you put in your car? How many people can you get there? Then there's obviously the actual event where you make the people feel good about themselves, about the company, and introduce them to everybody. They can feel part of the family. You work the meetings, and then there's the post event where you give other people who didn't come to the event a bit of a fear of loss. You guys, you should have been at this meeting. It was absolutely unbelievable. It's put my business 6 months ahead. The stories I heard, the people I met was just absolutely unbelievable. So those are always like with the extra happening over here, at the moment, we are in the pre-event stage. So we should all be seeing how many people can we take with us to the event. And this is, it all depends how you pitch it and how you promote it and what it's going to do for people. Personally, I don't think I would be in this business right now if I didn't go to a big extravaganza. The next, which is the best extravaganza to go to? It's always the next one. Which is the best event to go to? It's always the next one. So like on Saturday, there's a lot of BBSs taking place around the country. You want to see how many people can you get to those BBSs. So my next big event was actually in Vienna. It was an extravaganza in Vienna. So I went to that extravaganza, and I was listening. We had a pre-meeting with John and Susan Peterson, and I actually had opera tickets at the Vienna Opera House for 8 o'clock. And this information I was getting in this meeting with John and Susan Peterson from 7 o'clock, I said I can't leave. I just lost those tickets. I just didn't use them. I sat there because the information I got was so unbelievable. And that is the power of these events, of events, that it can just put your business so far ahead, because you're learning, you're going to follow the successful people and mingle with the successful people. So this is important stuff. So the other thing is also to have fun. People, if there's not many businesses out there where you can actually make a whole pile of money and have a lot of fun as well. And Herbalife is one of them. And if you can offer a fun aspect and the business side of people, it's absolutely a winning combo. And we all know the attitude, how important that is. It's very, very hard to succeed in this business with a bad attitude, with a stinky attitude. And if the way you sort out your attitude is really just if you've got negative friends where every time you meet with them for bribes or something like that, all they're doing is complaining, my recommendation is actually just to lose them. We are non-smokers. We don't have friends, for instance, who smoke. We don't have friends who are negative. It's just a choice you made. If you're in a running circle and then you want to be maybe around runners. If you're in a religious circle, maybe you want to be around people like that. Surround yourself with people that bring you up, that lift you up, not people that bring your attitude down. You don't want those people. And if you want to fix your attitude fast, just listen to Jim Rohn and Mark Hughes in the morning. So the other thing you need to remember, we're not in the business of selling shakes. We in the business is called network marketing. It's building our networks. It's expanding our networks and making money. And what we do, how we do that, is we sell shakes through our network marketing business. We look after our customers through our network marketing business. But don't ever lose focus of what we actually do for a living. We are in the network marketing business. We're in the business of helping people, and we're in the business of making money and helping our team become successful. We're looking for entrepreneurs that want to partner with us and come on this journey with us. And then what we want to do is we want to build a network of successful supervisors, of profitable supervisors. And that's really what we do. And we have a whole pile of fun along the way. So this is the thing that actually got to Kevin when somebody showed him this plan. Because very often a new person just thinks, customer, gosh, if these guys are making so much money, I've got to have thousands and thousands of customers. Not so. This is the magic of our business. If you sign up 5 people, you bring in 5 people into your team, and they bring in 5 people each. That means you've got 25 people on your second level. If they each bring in 5, you've got 125 people on your third level. That's 155 people in your team. If they've each got 10 customers, that's 1,500 customers in your business. And you found 5 people and you got 1,500 customers. This is a thing that should keep you awake at night. You shouldn't be able to sleep at night when you understand this over here. So you say, how do you go to multi and press team? It's like this. It's not you doing everything. And Kevin, by the way, is also very strong on building a team. He doesn't try and do everything himself. So the other thing, along the way, you are going to get no's, and you must just understand that. So he used the analogy, if you go to Starbucks and the girl behind the counter asks you, would you like some sugar in your coffee? She does not feel rejected if you said no. So remember that, okay? So we know that also in Herbalife, and it's not only Herbalife, it's everything out there. If you walk into Edgar's tomorrow and you see there's maybe 50 people in the shop, how many people actually at the counter paying? You'll probably find 2 or 3 people. It's like that. Not everybody's walking and everybody's going to walk out with clothes. Wouldn't that be nice if that happened? So, and we are the same. If you speak to 10 people are not going to say, oh, wow, where you've been all my life. I need this Herbalife. No, it doesn't work like that. You speak to 10 people, 2 people might say yes, or 3 people might say yes. And then when you onboard them, you sign them up, you bring them into your business, and you think, and they're just going to run with it. No, it's not going to be like that. Out of those 10 people you sign up, you're going to find only 2 people are going to maybe be business builders. And then 2 or 3 people are going to do a little eat the products and sign up a few people. And 2 or 3 people are going to just, just use the products. And 2 or 3 people are you're going to wish you'd never met. It's just is like that. And it's not Herbalife. That's just the way it is. So, the other way to look at it, every time somebody says no, you should go, yes. I'm getting closer to a yes. Or you should look at it like when those 2 people pay you, don't look at that you're making money from 2 people. It's actually from the 10 people you spoke to. So when you're speaking to 10 people and you make 2 sales, it's actually those 10 people that gave you that money. You spoke to 10, and that's the amount of money you made. So it's not actually only from the 2. So don't get hung up on the nose. It's not important. And then keeping in touch with your team. He's, like I said, he's very strong on building a team. He knows when you saw that 5 gets 5 gets 5, you cannot do this thing by yourself. It's not all about you being the retail queen of the world. It's about you retailing, obviously, but then teaching your team how to do it and getting your team going. So you want to handle this? I'm dry again. This is the water cooler.
I just love this analogy because he's a gym person. So, and he says, that juice bar at the gym. So some people come around, they come to the gym, and you can't understand why they do this, but they do it. They come to the gym, they dress up, they get to the gym, they pay, and then they hang around the juice bar. And they just watch and see what the other people do. And he says about 80% of all people do that. And that's the same in our business. They sign up maybe, or they start using the products, but they don't do much. They just, you think they're going to be doing something because they've signed up and they're keen and whatever. And then they hang around the juice bar. And he says it's so important that we're nice to them while they're hanging at the juice bar, because you never know. But 15% might be doing active things, and 5% wants to be the press team member. Whether they get there or not, but that's what we just need to, what Howard said now. If you talk to 10 people, you're only going to get 2 of them really going somewhere with it. So just remember the juice bar. They're very important, those people, and you've got to be nice to them. You can't push them onto the gym floor and let them pick up those weights, because they are not ready for it. They don't have the muscles yet. They can't do it.
So, I'm sure you don't have to show your hands here. I'm sure you've all got zeros.
We all have some people hanging around the juice bar.
Yeah,
Yes.
We've all got zeros on our report.
Sure.
I've got zeros. Elsa's probably got more zeros because she's got a bigger team. Brett's probably got even more zeros because he's got an even bigger team. Out of the 34,000 people or whatever Brett's got in his team, can you imagine how many thousands or tens of thousands of zeros he's got on his report? That's just the way it is. I'm sure Brett doesn't have sleepless nights when he gets his check every month, and because of all the zeros on his reports. Don't beat yourself up. This is just the way it is.
But you need more numbers.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up, but know that you need more numbers, because you're only going to have those ones doing something. Okay.
Yeah, so he also, so what's the next big thing? He says, what is he doing now? You've got the extravaganza coming up. So he says he likes his focus groups. And so when you've got a little team going, and a team, by the way, means you might even only have 2 members in your team, in your organization at the stage, doesn't matter. We all start there. But Then he'll say, we're starting a brand new focus group for the extravaganza. We're going to talk to 10 people a day. Are you in? And he puts a little promotional, excited video together, and he puts it on his group there, on the Facebook group or wherever he's got it. And then people say yes and in, and then he starts these focus groups. And then everybody's working together for this common cause. And then they're all motivating each other, and they, and people get competitive in that, and they don't want to let the team down and like that. And so he starts this focus group. And after extravaganza, he'll start another focus group for something else, or for whatever, for a promotion or whatever it is. But he always has something in play, some little thing that people can focus on, that they can get it, and he'll promote it with voice messages and little videos, everything like that. And then he'll pull everybody together, and then they'll all work towards it. And when that's finished, then they'll start the next one. So also, obviously, you've seen this before. We're not going to rehash this, but if you don't grow personally, you'll probably outgrow your check. You know the story, how many people have won the lottery and then a couple of years later they're totally broke because there was no personal development there. They didn't know what to do with all the money. And the same with Herbalife. When you start making this incredible incomes, best that you have a millionaire attitude and learn the skills to handle that kind of money and attitude and work with a team and everything like that. So self-development, don't ever give up on that. And consistency is what pays off over here. You want to do this every single day. It's vitamins for the mind, as Jim Rohn, you would say.
Yeah, he's very strong on Mark, listening to Mark and Hughes and Jim Rohn every single day. So he just says, you just think about what would Mark do in a situation like this? If you know him well and if you watch his videos, then you kind of figure it out after a while.
Yeah. So it's we've all had those of us that have been around for a while, there's not much more training we can really get. It's really time to start doing. It's going to just pay off so handsomely.
Comparison is a thief of happiness. He had that very strong on that. So that is something that I want you to get your minds around and keep it in mind. We can't compare ourselves to anybody else. We can just compare ourselves to our own efforts before and where we are now, so that we can get better. Otherwise, the happiness goes out the door.
Yeah.
And
gratitude. Be grateful for what you got. Start your day with gratitude.
All that. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And he says, guess what starts today?
Ta-da.
Ta-da. The future. So let's get on with it and enjoy our futures and have fun and do whatever it takes to get where we want to get.
And that concludes our presentation for tonight.
Woohoo! Do whatever it takes. Thank you, guys. This was so valuable. And I think one of the things that we tend to get a little bit stuck in, we go this retail mode where we just get customers. And I think, that focus of getting new members and really building the network is something that we, just really need to transfer. I was very, how could I say, a little bit excited, but also, we put this little video together with sharing results on the business. And one of Sean's team recruited 8 people last month frontline with that video. And it's our video. And ons is nog like, guys, let's go to work. We've got it all. It's just a matter of putting your head around it and saying, I'm going to make the name list. I need to talk to 10 people a day. I need to get this video out to people. And just, getting that procrastination little thing that can hold us all so much back. But as you saw, the early bird tickets is already more than 4,000 tickets sold in the early bird section. Guys, never in my Herbalife career in South Africa did we in August already have more than 4,000 tickets sold. this is going to definitely be a sold out event. I mean, we have got Dr. Delicious, we've got Quentin Revoix, we've got Cynthia, 15K, he's 30K. And just coming out of COVID and not having an extravaganza for so long, I think this is going to be an epic event. I'm excited. We've got 43 or something like that tickets in our team. Wow. We need to double and triple that. So, but I'm very excited. And I want to really congratulate all of you that's already got a ticket. But if you haven't got one, you've got to swing your mind. And just, you know, I think the time for this business to really have an absolute new, absolute wave is coming. And now you need to be pedaling. You really need to have both your oars in the water. And you need to really, you know, let's do this together. So thank you again for you guys. Thank you, Howie and Carina. Thank you for the hard work you did to qualify for it in the first place, but secondly, to take the time out and really share with us your gems. But, you know, it's just that everything that often you just need another piece of the training that falls, that little piece of puzzle that falls into place so that you can actually see the picture and you can see yourself there. So I love that about not comparing yourself, because we're all running our own races. But at any time, you can make the decision that this is time now for me to, you know, really change my financial future and that of my family. So thanks, guys. Have an amazing evening for the rest of the evening. And thanks again to you too. Can we stop the share so that we can see everybody's faces? And we can make a picture and everybody can share some love and make some noise. Can you show some appreciation? Wys julle gesiggies? Show some love.
There we go. Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Hello, Peter.
Oh, wow.
Howard.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing evening. And let's have an absolute wonderful August and build up towards November. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, thanks, Howard and Carina.